debating these people. No, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I was really excited when Linda and Tammy and them invited me to be a part of this conference. I'm a big fan of workforce development. Someone asked me what was my reason for getting into it. If you want to know my answer, you got to come to my keynote tomorrow. I can't be a teacher. I said, no, you know. And some of you said to leave, and I'm trying to get them more than the 5 people that said they're coming. I need a little bit of an audience. Everybody has to leave early, and that's, oh my goodness. So, but I will say this. I'm in it because I am a byproduct of workforce development. I will say that much. My mother was in a workforce development program back in the 70s, and it totally changed my life. So I understand that it's more than just finding a job. To be honest with you, it's changing a generation. You know, it really is. It's changing a generation, and if you can impact one person's life that gets it, then that person can take that information that they've learned, use it in their life to transform their life, and hence turn around and transform the lives of others. So I'm a byproduct and a first-generation college graduate. I tell people I'm the father of 4 wonderful, beautiful, good-looking kids who look just like me. And don't tell my wife that. Like, what's your home number? I'm gonna call your wife. And everything I'm today is a result of the decisions that were made in the 70s. And so I chose to get into business. Why did I get into it? Because I know what it did for me, and I want to see that happen to other people. You know, I say there's 2 things, and I will share this in my keynote tomorrow too. I think there's 2 things that can transform the lives of hundreds of millions of people in this country. That's good education and a good level of employment, a good job, a decent employment. So if you merge education and workforce development, that's one of the most powerful things on the planet. Because the bottom line is, it's not that there's not the skill sets to find meaningful employment or even maintain it, it's the mindset. And I said, so we cannot think that these individuals who are in a certain world is going to walk into our world and get it all of a sudden. Just because we have a program. You know, and it's funny because to this day, I still people think that. You should be appreciative. That's not the issue. The issue is I develop a mindset, and that mindset is driving the way I interact. So, you know, it's going to take time for me to get to where you are. So I came up with a program. I said, we got to deal with soft skills development. Keep in mind, I've been doing this for 20-something years. So I was one of them early stage soft skills people. And soft skills development and connectedness. We got to engage in relationships like we would do any other person. And we have to find ways to enhance soft skill development, not just for the sake of enhancing it, so that their mindsets will shift and see things differently. So we created BASIC. And BASIC, I'll tell you how long ago it was. It started all on the JTPA and then went on to WHEEL. But it's an acronym for Building and Sustaining Internal Change. You can just want to write some of these down. When I did workforce development, especially on the adult side, and even the youth side, I said to my staff, and keep in mind, I'm coming from a context of some of the things we were able to do in our programs and what I believe, not that anything we're saying is the gold standard, nor is it, you know, the most accurate way to do things, but what we found worked. I told my staff, the first thing we got to attack in people that we work with is their perception. We got to help them understand that if you're not finding meaningful employment, something went wrong early in life or whatever, where your perception about this is off in left field. I wouldn't say that to you, I'm saying that to you. I mean, we would communicate with them in a different way. And that's the reason why. That's why I like this statement here. People talk about behavior modification. Behavior modification can't happen from my perspective unless you first have perception modification. Because behaviors are a byproduct of perception. You know, if a person goes out and gets angry at someone, they've already made up in their mind prior to the behavior that they're angry. And then they act. So the behavior is a byproduct. And so we said we need to focus on perception modification. How do we go deeper than just the behavior or the outcome of what we see in the way they interact? And help them to go back and understand, why do you think that way? That's why those first few weeks of rap sessions are so important, because it's like, why do you think this way? Do you even understand why you think this way? But you can't even ask that question until you build what? Relationships. They'll find that as offensive. All right? Perception is learned. Now, how many of you have ever seen a baby before? I'll see the view of my dying ghost. A baby. Now let me ask you a question. This is gonna be complex. I want to see if you like really can skip this. I want to see if this is complex. How many know a baby the moment it's born? See, I can't wait to grow up and become a drug dealer. Literally just showing up on the planet. I can't wait to go up and roll up a joint and put it in my mouth. I can't wait to wreak havoc in school. I can't wait to be able to, not do well academically. No. Every single baby on this planet is born even killed, even positioned. What teaches them? Come on, tell me, what is it? Parents, environment. Yeah. So that's why we can't get overly perplexed when things happen. People do things because of what they've been exposed to. I'm serious. We can't walk around here pessimistic and try to create an optimistic environment. Mad at each other, angry. You said this. Why you look at me that way? And we're gonna try to impact the people. Go home, talk to the family about how much you can't stand so and so on the job. All these different things. We can't do that and then impact them because they can tell how you feel. I know that's a tough one right there. Okay, you coach, you talk about us now. But this is the truth. I told my staff we have to have a mindset. We don't even necessarily have to agree with each other all the time. But we need to respect each other all the time. Because we have people in here that's watching us every single day. So I did PD all the time. I had people bring new PD. We were on it every week. There was something going on to develop the staff. And we had great staff retention too. They enjoyed working in that work environment. All right? Handshakes. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people see folks, they walk higher. Hi, how you doing? Keep walking. Shake their hand. Let them know that, you know what, I'm looking at you as a professional. If you want them to become professional, treat them like that. Treat them like that. Don't just let them come sit in the class and then you start doing your stuff. Treat them like you're meeting somebody. If you're a person that goes out and recruits employers, what happens when you see that employee? You shake their hand, you treat them a certain way. Keep treating the program participants the same way. Listening. Sometimes we talk too much. Maybe we sometimes give them a chance to speak and share some thoughts and sit back and just hear what they're saying. That's what got us over those first few weeks. I'm telling you, they loved the interaction. And we won them over. We won their hearts, to be honest with you. In staff dress, we just talked about it. Dressing like we want the customers